Joining me now, it's America's mayor, former mayor of New York City, and personal attorney to the president, Rudy Giuliani, is here for the very first time. Welcome to your maiden voyage on the SS Cannondale. Nice to have you.
Very nice to be with you, Kennedy. A pleasure.
Oh, rightly so. So how often do you get calls like this from people saying, you're not going to believe what just fell into my lap?
Probably not since I was U.S. attorney, when sometimes that would happen and they were reporting crimes. This was a call actually to my lawyer because he felt bad for me. He said I was being accused of all kinds of false things by the press, that the Ukraine story was entirely verified, which it is, in the hard drive, and that he had given it to the FBI, but after 7 months, the FBI had done nothing with it. So he wanted to get it into the hands of somebody who would do something with it, and he got in touch with me, and he got in touch with Senator Johnson.
So
it wasn't just me.
Yeah, so when did you finally get the laptop?
I finally got it about 10 days ago, about maybe 2 weeks ago. And I'm still discovering things. I mean, just today I discovered last night we discovered that it contains audio recordings that he didn't realize were up in the cloud and then in his drive. And one of them is very incriminating. It's a recording in which he talks about the Chinese spy master that he and his father were in business with, and one of the chief intelligence officers in China who subsequently has been murdered by the Chinese. And he has a description of that in his own voice. So all this nonsense about it's not his hard drive is now completely silly because we now have his voice in the hard drive.
So you say you found all these things in the hard drive. Have you cracked the encryption in the hard drive?
Not all, some.
How?
Yep, some. Here, for example,
how did you get into? Okay, what kind of experts?
I can't do it. former police and federal officers who do this kind of work. I also found just today an entirely new, more money from the Chinese, another $10 million that went into the company that Joe is a 10% partner of. So we're constantly finding new documents. The most extraordinary thing is the amount of money that in this period of time, at least now that we can count, that went to Hunter and Joe. It's somewhere between $35 and $40 million. If you count the money from Iraq, the money from Ukraine, the money from Russia,
these are some big claims.
China and Kazakhstan.
I know that you have been back and forth between the U.S. and the Ukraine for a couple of years now. And one of the meetings you had was with Andriy Derkach, and that was about a year ago. And this is someone who's a Ukrainian lawmaker who's believed to be a Russian asset. He's believed to be an agent working on behalf of Russia. And he's been saying for some time that not only does damaging evidence exist from Hunter Biden's laptop, but he's also been saying there is a second laptop. How does a Ukrainian lawmaker who might be compromised know of a second laptop? And this person, by the way, is someone you met with.
I did meet with him, and I questioned him, but he had no information directly relevant to Hunter Biden, nor does he have any information about this laptop, nor does he have anything to do with this laptop.
So why is he saying that?
And the constant Democrat. Why is he saying that? Because he did have other laptops. I mean, I know of two others that are in the possession of other people. I don't have this laptop. Might have been his main one, but there are whole gaps in this laptop also. There are 4 or 5 months where there's nothing in here. So he must have been using another one.
All right, so
for example,
Hunter Biden allegedly dropped the laptop off in April 2019. I believe that completely. But you only came in possession of this 10 days ago, so they've just been floating around for a year and a half. So how do we know that these laptops, if you have cracked the encryption, how do we know that other people haven't and placed some of this stuff on here, especially the most salacious stuff? When will you show the evidence to prove that these are unadulterated devices?
I gave it all to the New York Post, and they've done their own separate verification of it with independent experts, and they came to the conclusion that it's his hard drive. There are internal pieces of information here that only he could have, that I know from my investigation. We also have his signature, and the gentleman who had it, it was in his constant possession for all that period of time. So there are witnesses that can testify to it. I mean, all of the issues that are brought up are phony issues. This is Hunter Biden's laptop. His voice is on it. His signature is on the receipt. There are things in here that only he could know. And when you look at the photograph section, you're darn right it's his laptop, and it's disgusting, and it includes a large number of underage girls.
All right. Well, we can talk about underage girls in just a little bit. And, you know, Fox News is not.
But nobody was taking care of those underage girls. The FBI has had this for 9 months, and there's a statement here that he makes to his father. He admits to his father that he is a danger to the kids. And Joe Biden does nothing about it. And the FBI has done nothing about it. And the police have done nothing about it because they're Bidens. And Bidens can get away with $40 million in bribes.
Are you asserting right now
they can get away with endangering kids?
That local and federal law enforcement are allowing young children to be abused to protect the Bidens?
I didn't say abused.
Well,
I used their words. Joe Biden says that he is a danger. I'll read it to you. It was on September 3rd, 2018. And it says unequivocally, he is a danger to the children. There are 3 other references.
Right.
And then if you look at the pictures, you see 50 pictures
All right.
of
Come on,
underage
man.
girls.
Here's what we'll do. We will have the people in our news departments verify all of this because it sounds like there may be something here that is fishy, that is causing Americans, it's giving them pause, and other stuff that might have been completely adulterated over the 18 months. And some could say that you were acting like Christopher Steele, that you were abstracting information, and because
you got to be kidding me! I was acting like Christopher Steele.
That's what it sounds like when you look at the people that
you better apologize for that. I mean, I've been a United States Attorney, Associate Attorney General, Mayor of New York City, and a member of the bar for 50 years. I've never been accused of anything, and you're accusing me of being Christopher Steele?
I'm accusing you of
That's
acting in a
outrageous that you would do that based
similar
on nothing.
to Christopher Steele, and that
Similar
you
to
were
a
going
crook?
back and forth between
Similar to
Ukraine
an obstructor of justice?
and the United States.
What you are saying is an outrageous defamation of me, of my reputation. Every single thing is here. And I want you to look at it, and then you apologize to me.
Look at it.
Well, you can come to my office and you can look at it, and tomorrow night you can apologize to me for saying I'm like Christopher Steele. I told you there are underage girls there. There are. I told you there are documents that show that he's getting 10%. There are. There are documents that show that he's getting half of what Hunter gets. There are. And when they're there, I want you to apologize to me because you just defamed me.
Absolutely.
And that's outrageous because you have no basis for that. I came on your show in good faith to give you evidence that is being withheld from the American people, and I get defamed. That's outrageous.
All right. Are you still working on behalf of the president?
I think our interview is now over.
I haven't even gotten to the
talk
part
to people
about
who accuse me.
Borat or the part about 1994 and the Video Music Awards. That was the last time you and I were on camera, and it's taken this long. And these look at that beautiful photograph of
this
you
may
and
be the
me
last
and
time
Bill
we'll be on
Bellamy.
camera because I don't let people call me Christopher Steele. I'm sorry. Christopher Steele is a criminal. You're asserting that I'm a criminal.
I'm
that
asserting
I made up these
that
documents.
Eastern Europe is a cesspool and American
I didn't
politics.
get them from Eastern Europe. I didn't get them from Eastern Europe. You are now repeating lying propaganda from the Democratic National Committee and the crooked Biden family. I had nothing to do with Eastern Europe. I got this from the repairman who corroborates it.
All right. Do you regret?
I have. This is Hunter Biden's. This is Hunter Biden's material. It is proven 100 times over, and I have a voice recording of him in which he talks about being in business with a Chinese spy master. Maybe you should play the recording and see if I don't have it. It's been all over the internet today. And if you were better informed, you would have known that.
Oh, I've read plenty about this. I have, and it's.
Have you heard the recording that's been out there all day of Hunter Biden saying that he is in business with the Chinese spy master, Patrick Ho, and that his big partner, the richest man in China, may be dead, and that he and his father may be called as witnesses? Did you hear that one?
No, we have
up?
not been able to verify large swaths of the material that has allegedly come.
That's because you don't want to verify it.
I would love to verify it.
Your sister entity, the New York Post, has verified it. It took 5 days to do it.
Yes,
Why don't you talk to them?
I had the opinion editor from the Post on this show.
You think they're printing false material? You think Rupert Murdoch would let them print false material?
Heavens no.
Just because I gave it to them?
Do you regret?
You think I'm an idiot and I'm going to print false material?
Do you regret your interaction in the Borat movie?
I'm so sorry for that. Really, apologize.
Apology accepted. No problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you again for giving me this time.
Shall we have a drink in the bedroom?
What happened? There you go, my dear.
Okay.
There you go. You can give me your phone number and your address.
Should we slip your jacket?
Okay.
Put down your crumb.
Oh.
She's 15. She's too old for you.
Why are you dressed like
She's my daughter.
Now, that's a stupid question, isn't it?
No, it's not
That's really
stupid
a
at all.
stupid question.
I have a
Just intended to
15-year-old
be-
daughter. I watched that and I was kind of grossed out by it. I'm giving you a chance to explain.
Why? I called the police when I realized that it was a scam. I called the police and he ran away. Because the minute she said something compromising, I called the police. Whether you believe it or not, I was tucking my shirt in. He made it appear as if it was something different. The minute she said she wanted to give me a massage, I called my security guy and we called the New York City Police Department, who came there, and Borat and his 50-man crew ran out of the place.
All right.
So that's what happened.
Finest
Would you like to
police
ask me any
department
other
in the world?
Any other question to attack me for merely coming on your show to show you what criminals they are from a hard drive that's been verified by about 50 people, including the New York Post?
No, I'll see you tomorrow.
Now, is there
I'll
anything
read it
else
for
you'd like to
myself.
insult me with?
I'll put my eyeballs on it. I can't wait. Thank you for your time,
Well,
Mr. Mayor.
maybe you should have done some research in
I
advance
did a lot of
and listened to
research.
the tape recording. You sure didn't listen to the conversation that came out today, in which Hunter Biden says in his own voice that he is partners with the chief Chinese spy master, Patrick Ho. Now, go figure out how I made that up.
All right.
See if you can come up with some creative theory how I made that up.
You
Or
can't
the
tell
Russians
me.
gave
You
it to me.
can't tell me you haven't loved this conversation. You've loved it.
I have not loved this conversation. I find this conversation totally insulting. You don't accuse someone of being a criminal without any evidence.
I didn't say you were a criminal.
Speculation.
I did not say you were a criminal.
You said I was like Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele is a criminal.
All right.
Christopher Steele made up a totally fraudulent report. I know that case because I represented the President of the United States and got him acquitted. And I know who Christopher Steele is. Christopher Steele is a piece of junk. He's a horrible person who made up a totally false report, and he was paid close to $1 million by Hillary Clinton to do it. And your media, for 4 years, generated false charges against the President of the United States based on Christopher Steele's fraudulent report. I am not Christopher Steele.
Very good.
And
I'm glad
I
we
deserve
settled
an
that.
apology for that.
I'm glad you came on the show.
And
Thanks for being here, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm not glad.
I appreciate you too.